Hi, my name is David Wortley. I'm the founder of the 360 in 360 Transmedia Storytelling Initiative. And I'm making this video to share some of my experiences of using a 360 degree camera. In my case, it's a Theta S camera. I want to share some of my experiences of both good and bad practices, and also give you some examples of the kind of applications which I think these emerging types of cameras are best used for. Now, I've had my Theta S 360 video camera for something like a year now, and I bought it originally because I'm very excited by the potential of these cameras to share really immersive experiences, things like theme park rides, things like driving a steam train, and things like visiting exotic places and sharing those experiences with other people. Of course, when you're creating these experiences, it's also an opportunity to be able to archive them and then retrieve them for later viewing. But back to the main purpose of this video, which is helping hopefully you and myself to understand better what the strengths and weaknesses of making 360 degree videos are. Now, I'm making this video in an apartment in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And one of the things to remember when you're making 360 videos is that the audience has control over what they see. So unlike ordinary cameras where the view is limited simply to what's in front of the camera, the viewer of 360 videos has the ability to also rotate the view and look at all of the elements within the room. Now, I've got my Theta S 360 camera stood on a tripod, and obviously when you're looking at this video the camera is invisible, but the rest of the room is very visible. So if there are untidy things, there are pictures on the wall you don't want people to see, then you have to be very careful in laying the room out the way you want it. The next thing to understand about 360 degree cameras is the way that they operate means that through the use of the lenses you get quite a different perspective. So whilst you're looking straight at the camera, you see a reasonably normal representation, but as you rotate the image you get some distortion as a result of the spherical elements. So it's worth bearing in mind when you're recording this that you have the camera pointed straight at the things that you primarily want the audience to see. Now, obviously the good point about that is that when you're making the video you do have some control over where the camera is pointed when you're recording it. But it also makes it very easy to make mistakes. And I'm going to show you some examples of bad practice where when I was recording videos or stills I had the camera pointing in the wrong place. So consequently the audience was immediately attracted to things that I wasn't particularly interested in them seeing, untidy room for example. Next thing to realise, and it's a mistake that I made and have frequently made since then, is that the audio recording also needs to be thought about. A lot of the uses of 360 video camera that I've had in mind involve taking the camera into outdoor locations to share with the audience some of the places which they may not have visited and may be interested in. This is great for things like 360 video diaries or video blogs. But when you're recording video in outdoor locations, you also have to remember there's a lot of ambient noise, and consequently it's very easy to get distortions in the video. And I've got some examples to show you of exactly that. Another thing that I found about making 360 videos is that the use of action or motion adds a lot of impact to the video. So ordinarily, if I'm filming in a location that I want the audience to explore, I will mount the 360 S camera onto a tripod, and I will have the camera facing me to explain what the action is about. But you can also mount the camera onto any standard camera mounting, like a Manfrotto for example, and I use this for some action video. And I've got some examples of using 360 video when I'm driving my car. And again, going back to the video audio quality, you have to remember that you get wind noise, so consequently you have to take that into account. One of the other applications of 360 video cameras that I'm really quite enthusiastic about is using them to capture experiences which would be impossible to achieve any other way. And so I mounted my Theta S camera on top of a drone, and I've taken some video on aerial locations in Germany on a steam train trip, and also in my own village of Alderton, where I took some 360 video of the drone flying over the fields and also in the vicinity of my parish church. And again, audio quality is something to remember because drones tend to be very noisy. So when it comes to applications, I think 360 cameras give you a unique ability to have a truly immersive experience which you can share at a later time, but also gives your audience the opportunity to look round. Now, many videos have a context of time and place, and one of the first videos I made of 360 in 360 experience was taking the camera to London, and I shot some images on Westminster Bridge as a conclusion to the film. And of course, tragically, recently been a terrible terrorist incident with a number of people killed with someone driving a car at them on Westminster Bridge. And whilst I don't want to seem opportunistic about sharing what Westminster Bridge looks like as a way of helping people to understand the environment which this terrible thing happened, I'm including a video clip from that original 360 and 360 transmedia story about the visit to London. So 360 in 360 transmedia storytelling is about the use of 360 cameras to bring unique immersive experiences to the audiences. Amongst the other applications that I see for these types of cameras and storytelling are also retail outlets. If you want to show an example of what a new retail development looks like, and there are many examples of this in Kuala Lumpur, you can take the camera with you and wander around the store or the mega mall and share that experience with other people. And of course the same applies to sharing experiences, tourist experiences, and I am planning to use this to share some of my travel experiences over the coming months through the use of YouTube. So 360 video now is something which is already available for YouTube videos, Facebook, and most recently Vimeo. So when you're making 360 degree videos, I hope that some of the little tips and advice and examples of good and bad practice will be useful to you when you're making your video. And finally, to conclude, another important factor is the use of video editing software. Now, video editing software in 360 degrees is something really quite new. The package that I use, I find very effective in making my videos, because it also gives me the opportunity, when I'm recording a video face to face like this, to use some of the tools in this video editing package to draw the audience's attention through the use of arrows to enable them to rotate the camera angle to view different aspects of the shot that I want to draw attention to. If you're making 360 degree videos and you have a beautiful location, or in for example, an estate agent or a hotel application, you want to give people an opportunity to be able to explore the room, then it's also important to allow enough time when you're recording a video or you're including a still frame to allow the audience to rotate round the room or the location. And in these scenarios, if you're trying to create an atmosphere, rather than talking through, as I am doing now, you can use nice music, background music, to convey the atmosphere that helps to communicate the experience of the particular location that you're trying to show off. Well, I hope these examples have been some use to you, and I look forward to sharing more of my experiences in 360 seconds with 360 video over the coming months. Thank you for watching this video.